Today is Monday, April 6, 2026, which is 24 weeks into my 40 weeks training plan to qualify for 2027 Boston Marathon. It is part of phase 2, where I work on speed and endurance that started week 19 all the way through week 40 by the end of July of 2026. And today I would like to go over the structure on how I plan to structure my training moving forward. To me, having a structure, a clear plan of action is extremely important to turn goal and vision into reality, into fruition, instead of dream. I have 4 different types of running designed for different purposes, as well as 3 strength training days: back, bicep, legs, chest, tricep, and abs. The first of the 4 types of run is the foundation run. It consists of conversational pace, zone 2, where I can talk okay, full sentences, full paragraph. It builds fitness without burnout or injury, teaches body to burn fat. The hope is the longer the body burns fat for fuel, the less it needs to tap into glucose for fuel. And if I train it right, my hope is, my theory at least, that I can run majority of the 26.2 miles on fat and only a very few on glucose. This prevents burnout at the end of the run, where most runners fail at mile 20. And I plan to run that 2 to 3 times per week. When I do run it, my target heart rate is 125 beats per minute, and most would be at 132 beats per minute. That keeps me in that zone 2 conversational pace. I plan to run that for 45 minutes per run. The second type of run is a speed run, where I introduce volume and intensity and increase the VO2 max, oxygen delivery to the muscle, increase the lactate buffer, and also improve my top end speed. The plan is to run that 1 time per week. There are many types of speed run, but I find the 12 by 400 meter with a 2-minute rest works best for me, because I can push myself hard and still have time to recover before my next repeat. When I do run, my average cadence is 180 steps per minute, at least that's my target, and max cadence around 185 steps per minute. I know I can reach 185, 180 steps per minute. I just have not been able to keep and maintain that step count. I've been hovering around 165 to 175 most of the time, and I saw a glimpse of 185, 180 beat per step per minute. As far as stride length goes, average stride length target is 1.3 meter, and my average heart rate 170 beat per minute, and max heart rate at 180 beat per minute. And if I keep that target, I know that I push myself right at threshold, but not too far out where I can't complete that 12 reps, 12 lap of 400 meter. And the average pace is 7:03 minute per mile. So for a 400 meter, that's 1 minute and 45 seconds. The third type of run is for speed and endurance. It improves the body ability to clear lactate, build speeds and endurance, and hold for marathon pace for a long time. The plan is to run that for 1 time per week. When I do run it, my average step per minute is still 180, and my max cadence goal is still at 185. When I do run this, I would like to keep my heart rate at around 160 beats per minute. That's when I can comfortably run without gassing out. And max heart rate around 164. That keep me comfortable at zone 4. Hard but comfortable at zone 4. I plan to run that for 45 minutes. And the last run, the 4th type run, is the long run. I will run this at mostly easy pace, and I will introduce some different speed work into it. Some interval, some progression, some maybe sprint or strides. And the goal of this run is to build that mental and physical toughness to be able to run for 26.2 miles. The goal is to run that 1 time per week. I don't have many target for this outside of by the end of July, I would like to run up to 26 miles or 3 hours and 5 minutes on my feet. I know the typical training plan suggests to run up to 20-24 to avoid injury, but I feel that if I know where my current level is and incrementally improve that hours and that distance, hopefully I can get to the point where I can run 26 miles without causing any further injury. I already have enough injuries from the past, from left heel to right knee, and not really injury, but really sore hip flexor. I don't want to introduce any new injury to this Boston Marathon training plan. So that is my plan, how I structure the training to ensure that I meet my Boston qualifying time of 7:03 minute per mile, or 3 hours and 5 minutes for the whole marathon. That's with a 5% cushion. As you can see, I left out some of the data points because I need more data to determine where I'm at currently in terms of speed and endurance, and how I can incrementally improve that goal so that by the end of July, I can reach that target but not have any further injury. I have a lot of work to do to maintain that 7:03 minute mile for 26.2 miles. But the good news is I have been able to slowly and incrementally obtain that pace, 1 lap, 3 laps, 4 laps. So hopefully 4 laps of 400 meters. So hopefully I can start building that endurance where I can repeat that for 800 meters, where I can repeat that for 1 mile, and repeat that for 3 miles, 6 miles, and you get the picture. This is week 23 of my 400 meter repeat. I started strong, where I actually met my target of a 7:03 pace, even faster than that. But because I started strong, I bombed out and gassed out fairly quickly midway through and started to cramp. So I learned my lesson there. Let's look at my run cadence. For the lap that I met my target, 7:03, 7:02, 6:46 minute mile, my cadence is hovering above 170 steps per minute, and some as high as 180. My heart rate was at a manageable heart rate as well early on, maintaining that heart rate just around that 160, 164 beat per minute. But as I push further and keep getting that pace, it started to climb up in the 170s. And then I start to gas out where I have to walk instead of run for that lap. And then if you look at the stride, when I meet that target, my stride is about 1.3 meter on average. And you can see the part where the runs that I did not meet the target, my stride was a little bit less. Here's another look at 400 meter repeat. This one was week 24. I learned it from my last week repeat. I start out a little bit slower pace and then built my endurance up. By lap 7, I hit my target. When I hit my target pace, my heart rate was in a very manageable heart rate for my first lap, and my second lap was still good. But my third lap, I started to get more tired, and it went all the way up to 180 beats per minute, and then I started to slow down on the next lap. My run cadence, I was able to maintain a high step per minute for that 1 lap, and then still hovering over 70 steps per minute, and as much as 180, 181 step per minute. The correlation is, if I want to meet my target pace, I need to keep my heart rate at a manageable pace so I don't gas out, and ensure that my cadence is on average 180 steps per minute, and ensure my stride length at 1.3 meter or higher. I know there are plenty of marathon training plan out there, but I decided to create my own training plan based on my own capacity, my own ability. The reason I do that is average is the average between the lowest and the highest based on the sample size. Standard operation is the most repeatable step that can be performed by different people, different ability, different capability. So by designing my own plan and monitoring where I'm at, I'm able to make a plan tailored to me, my own physical ability, my own fitness level, instead of fit myself into someone else's fitness level. Because a training plan could be someone that's average, someone that's much more advanced than me, and someone that might be behind me. So by creating my own training plan, I believe, I hope, that I can get to where I want to get at a pace I need to get to.